Well, good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery, Smart Money Alliance, IIMFL. It is Friday, September 11th, 2020, and we're having our daily 8 a.m. Central Support and Training Zoom webinar. We have this most Mondays through Fridays at this time. We cover different topics, strategies, techniques, and then usually have a good amount of time for Q&A, whether it be on the topic that we're addressing today or other questions, comments, concerns that you may have. On Fridays, we've reinstituted our in-person trainings. So including today, several of you will be showing up here in the next 30 minutes, next 45 minutes for our in-person training. We had several of you that asked for more depth of understanding of what we cover here in the in-person training. And so we're going to actually just go through the learning objectives and agenda together today so you can understand what it is that we do go through. And those of you that are going to be arriving here in a few minutes, you'll have a head start. So again, this in-person class training that we do is not from a client perspective, it's from a distribution partner perspective. And so we have affiliates, financial literacy educators, branch office managers, and regional directors. Any and all would benefit from joining us for the in-person training. To be able to attend the training, you would just get with Jennifer, schedule the Friday that works for your schedule that matches when we have availability, and then come on in. We're very close to an airport that American Airlines flies in. It is a smaller regional airport, but I love that because it's easy to get in and out of. They've got great ground transportation. It's probably less than a 30-minute drive, but it's not congested. It's open roads. You'll see some cows between here and there. We also have an Amtrak station that's literally one block, and it's not unusual that you'll hear the train go by. And that's because we're next to the Amtrak station. So you could bring the Amtrak in, or of course you could drive. We have distribution partners that have come in from all across the country, as far away as Hawaii. So sometimes I'll talk to some of you and you'll say, well, I'm in Florida, for example. I had a conversation this morning. Well, I understand, but there are planes that fly from Florida to Texas. The Amtrak travels across the country, and of course you could always drive in. The in-person training is not required, but it's recommended. So let's go ahead and get started, talk about what we do cover, and then you could decide if you want to join us here soon or not. So first, we're going to go through the learning objectives, and then we'll go through the agenda. So learning objectives, what you would learn by attending the one-day training is to understand the difference in the roles and responsibilities of each of the distribution partners. And again, we have affiliates, but there's a few different types of affiliates, and then which we'll talk a little bit more about in the agenda here in a second. We have financial literacy educators, branch office managers, regional directors. So you may already know that, but we certainly want everyone that attends the in-person class to be proficient in understanding those different roles. Second learning objective is we want to make sure that the attendees have a thorough understanding of the 4-week loan packaging financial literacy process. And so that can be packaged as the entrepreneurial program that you teach or the small business certification that we teach. It's the same curriculum, it's the same activities. It's that 4-week process where we're teaching them and also building the loan package. So we want to make sure you understand it inside and out. Third, we want to make sure that you can demonstrate an understanding of how to assist clients with key activities. Now, what's crucial here is depending upon your role, it influences what you do. So for example, if you are an affiliate, master affiliate, super affiliate, you don't need to worry about any of the implementation. You generate the leads, get out of the way, go find the next lead and get paid generously. In contrast, our financial literacy educators and our branch office managers and their staff are involved with the implementation of the clients. So learning objective number 3, quite frankly, is very, very relevant to our educators and our branch offices, not so much to the affiliates, but it's still good to know. So we drill in on how to do the personal financial statements, the PFSs, financial needs analysis, and the live plan. So the live plan is software cloud-based, so it's not your burden, but there's some key challenges that clients may have that we want to prepare you how to advise them on. Number 4, the 4th learning objective is to understand how to develop clients. So how do we develop clients? Really 2 primary ways: leading with education and or leading with key influencer relationships. I just talked to the president of a large African-American Chamber of Commerce yesterday at 1 p.m. Central. He'll be coming aboard. We just signed a new affinity agreement yesterday morning. It was right before our morning call. So the affinity relationships are developing very quickly. It's very effective. It's a great way to hook your hose to a running faucet, and we're going to give you in-depth training. Now, again, we've covered that agreement, that proposal on our daily trainings, but we'll dig deeper in person. And one of the things I want to mention as I'm going through this, when we're here together, it's a small group, it's live interaction, eyeball to eyeball, and questions are not only appreciated, but they're expected. Because when everyone leaves the in-person training, they need to know how to go implement. They need to have the confidence and competence. So the only bad question is the one not asked. So again, we're going to continue to support all of you through these daily Zooms, but there's no way that this fragmented approach of training is going to equal what we can do together. So with that being said, the 5th learning objective that we cover during the in-person Friday trainings is that we want everyone to leave with an economic model of okay, here are my projections for income, at least for the next month, preferably going forward. And so we can project out 12, 24, or 36 months, just like we do with clients, right? If we're opening a donut store, I don't know exactly for sure how many donuts I'll sell next month, but I need to make some projections, right? Because I need to anticipate my expenses, my profitability, and that also helps determine how much capital I need. So same for you all, regardless if you're an affiliate, educator, or branch office manager. We want to make sure that everyone that attends, number 6, knows how to enroll a client. And that may sound painfully simple, but sometimes it's easy to get lost in all the conversation and just basically not know how to enroll a client. Well, that's a real problem, right? Because then you're not helping them and you're not making any money. So we're going to make sure that everyone that attends the Friday training knows how to enroll clients. 7 is we want to take what we just said in terms of projections and knowing how to enroll and then package that together so we're earning an adult income. We should all be earning 7 digits a year. The $1 Million Club is a great one. I remember when our business first hit $1 million, 7 figures in bank deposits. People start picking up on that and you start getting treated differently by your bank and other financial services because they know you're a player once you're in that 7-figure club. Now that doesn't mean your net income is 7 figures, but your gross income, your bank deposits of being 7 figures is what we want every one of you to hit. And then of course, no resources. So those are the learning objectives. And then we'll break down the agenda and then get to your questions. So we start out with introductions and an overview. I'll help everyone understand what IMFL is, as well as Smart Money Alliance. We'll introduce Wealth Wave and those resources. And then each of the attendees will have a chance to introduce themselves and why they're attending. And then we go through and drill in and make sure that we're crystal clear on the different distribution partner roles. There's the affiliate structure, but really there's more than that. There are super affiliates, master affiliates, affiliates, and sub-affiliates. So we spend time drilling into that. Many of you have a strong interest in being a super affiliate, which is huge. And so with that, then we actually help you get that set up. What that means in brief is a super affiliate has their own post-affiliate pro, their own application to recruit affiliates and manage affiliates. They decide how they want to pay their affiliates, how many levels deep, and then they're retaining all the profit. Master affiliates have affiliates. Affiliates are the ones that are out spreading the word and getting paid. And sub-affiliate means it's someone that's in your hierarchy. While we're not MLM or network marketing, our affiliate model goes 3 levels deep. Again, if you're going to be a super affiliate, you could decide how many layers deep you want to be. You could be more or less than 3 levels. Financial literacy educators are typically licensed professionals or individuals that want to become licensed, that are helping clients put together their financial plans and asset protection. Typically, they'll have an insurance license. They may have a securities license. For folks that come to us that don't have that yet, we have a training program to get them up to speed and get them trained, typically in 30 days or less. Branch office managers are our local market leaders. They're more entrenched in the local community. They have geographic exclusivity and they earn more, right? Branch office managers earn 5% of the capital raise from their clients. And so that's the most lucrative payout. Regional directors here on 2D are responsible for developing branch offices. Regional directors don't have to be branch offices themselves, but they develop branch offices. They're paid $5,000 for each branch office they open, plus they get a 1% override on the capital raise from all of their branches. So that's agenda item 2. Agenda item 3 is we drill into the 4-week curriculum, which again is the same for the small business certification that we teach or the entrepreneurship program that you teach. We have the 4 topics and we go through how you're paid because the payment's a little bit different depending on what you're doing and how you would enroll those clients. So that ties back to that learning objective of how to enroll someone in the SBC, how to enroll them in the EP, how to enroll them in the SBA Express or Capital Ready. For example, Brian enrolled 2 new clients in the Capital Ready program 2.0 last evening. So from the time that we left yesterday till the time we came in today. So he collected the $2,500 from each of them. He kept half of that forward, half into us. So Brian made $2,500 yesterday off the front end. That's a pretty good day. Each of you could be, should be, could be doing that, and we can help you generate the volume that you want. And then on the 4-week loan packaging, we go ahead and make sure that everyone's really familiar with what we talk about each week and then their responsibilities. Again, if they're an affiliate, they don't have any implementation responsibilities. As you would expect, the best way to get really familiar with this 4-week curriculum is to go through it yourself, but you don't have to. So we'll talk about it on the Friday training. Then we get over to number 4. We take a deep dive into the key activities of branch offices and financial literacy educators. So we actually go through and train you how to properly develop a personal financial statement, 4A. Most entrepreneurs do not know how to do this properly. And from what I'm seeing, some of you aren't doing a very good job, unfortunately. So we've got to get you trained so you're a reputable resource for these small businesses that you're working with. And we spend a little less than an hour during the Friday trainings teaching you on 4A. 4B is the financial needs analysis. 4C is the live plan. You're not responsible for hand-holding the client step by step through the live plan. That's embedded into the cloud-based software, but there are some key areas that we want to talk about and review. So that's 4C. Moving on, we want to make sure that when you leave the Friday training that you're proficient in developing clients. Well, what does that mean? Well, you may want to leverage the super affiliate role. You may not, but that is, again, what I discussed before. So you're not just an affiliate in our infrastructure. We're actually replicating our model. You are running your own affiliate shop, and that's very powerful. Because so we just relaunched our IIMFL affiliate program this week, and we already have almost 100 affiliates in just the first few days, and we've really not promoted it that much, and it grows exponential. Same for you. So how would you like to have about 100 people referring to you by this time next week? Well, that's literally the plan. Come to the training. We'll help you set up the super affiliate structure. So essentially you have your own affiliate model, and now you have dozens or potentially hundreds of people dropping leads into you on a daily basis, probably on an hourly basis. So some of you will say, well, I just need leads. This all sounds great. I need leads. Here's one solution to easily getting leads. We'll also talk about how just to develop individual clients. We'll talk about using the entrepreneurship program that you teach to generate leads. We'll talk about referring into the small business certification, which we teach, and we'll provide you a landing page and a drip campaign. Because what we know is many people are going to need multiple touches before they make a purchasing decision. We've built that into the small business certification for you. And then as we've recently been talking about, host and affinity relationships are huge. Churches, chambers, co-working spaces, and so forth. We're going to talk about best practices. Certainly it's not a requirement, but we would encourage you to go through the small business certification yourself. So you're familiar with how we teach it, so you may want to replicate that or maybe not, but you understand it, and of course then you're positioned for a capital raise for your own endeavor. Best practice number 2 or 6B is to work with a one-on-one mentor. We recently launched that, so you have someone individually that you've been matched up to that's working with you and holding your hand through the process. 6C, holding weekly entrepreneurship classes. So if you want to be teaching it, it's a 4-week course. We recommend that you're teaching it and starting a new cohort every week. 6D is working with host and affinity partners, which I made some reference to. We'll talk about some best practices for community engagement. And then 6F of how to properly set up your branch office to avoid some mistakes that we commonly see. 7 is we review the weekly training. We have so many trainings and support calls. We're not saying that you need to be on all of these, but I don't know that you could suggest, in addition to the Friday in-person trainings, we're doing this 5 times a week. We're doing this normally 5, so we're at 10 trainings a week. This is Tuesdays at 7 Central, so that's the 11th potential training and resource a week. Then we have another one later on Tuesday, so there's the 12th. Wednesdays we have one, so that's the 13th, and then Saturdays to the 14th. So we have 14 training and support opportunities every week. Not saying that you need to be on all of these, not saying that at all, but for anyone to come to us and say, well, I'm not properly supported, between the in-person trainings on Fridays and 14 Zoom-based, I don't know how much more we could do. We do test you when you come to the training, so there's an assessment. It's just less than 10 questions, and so we assess you of have you learned what we hope that you would learn, and then of course we have unlimited Q&A. So anyway, the goal on today's training and support webinar was to give you a deeper understanding of the value and the depth of what we cover. Our in-person classes on Fridays are free for our branch office managers, nominal fee for others, but it's a break even of 1, so that'll never be an issue. We start at 9 o'clock, we end at 5 o'clock. Who has any questions on this topic or any other topic that you'd like to address today? Angela, I see your hand up. If you'll go ahead and type the question into Q&A. And again, this is the opportunity for each of you to let us know, what do we need to do different? What do we need to do better? What's keeping you from enrolling at least 1 client today? Brian enrolled 2 yesterday. He had 5,000 gross income, 2,500 net income. Did you make more or less than Brian yesterday? Well, if you made less than Brian yesterday, then we need to figure out how to fix that, right? And so that's what we're here to do. So Angela, Anna Marie, Annette, April, Christopher, Kwong, Cynthia, Jackie, Joseph, Kelly, Kwamina, Letty, Monique, Omar, Peter, Regina, Robert, Rudy, Sharon, Teresa, others. This is your chance to ask the questions. Pop them into the Q&A box. If you have questions about the in-person trainings on Friday, great place to ask them. If you have other questions, fire away. It's your time. Just type them into the Q&A box. It's like a chat box there on Zoom. Waiting for your questions. Otherwise, that means we're all prepared, right? We know what we need to do. We know that there's in almost infinite need in the marketplace. Nearly every small business owner wants and needs more capital. We know that the small business certification program is proven, it's legitimate, it's affordable, and you make good money from it. Okay, so we got some questions. Robert asked, do we do Zoom tutorials? And we don't. But I tell you, Robert, if you go to Upwork, we're real big believers in Upwork. You can go to Upwork and set up an account, and you can get a contractor, a gig worker that would probably train you Zoom inside and out. But we do not do Zoom tutorials. Omar's asking about appointment setting. Yes, again, through Upwork, we've used and continue to use and continue to pay telemarketers that will make phone calls and set up appointments. And so you can go to Upwork and do that as well, Omar, or you can use the affiliate model, which I was talking about earlier, and bring on affiliates, sub-affiliates technically to you, and have them do some of that labor. Because if you hire a traditional telemarketer, they're going to expect to be paid by the hour. And if you use sub-affiliates, typically they won't charge you per hour because they're getting paid and you're getting the override. But yeah, Omar, if you can, get with Jennifer, schedule time to come in, and we dig into that quite a bit here. Or if you have follow-up questions, just let us know. All right, so we got a question on the affiliate program for an affiliate. Okay. Affiliates are going to pretty much only refer in to the small business certification. So let me stop the share for a second and let me navigate over to the appropriate page and then reinstitute the share. So if you are, you should see my screen now. If you're an affiliate, pretty much all you should worry about is the small business certification. Now, if you're an affiliate, part of someone else's super affiliate structure, follow their lead. But if you're part of our affiliate channel, which most likely you are if you're on this call, this Zoom, then all you need to do is create awareness and drop the prospect in right down here. So you just put in their name, their email, their phone, referred by you, and then click the appropriate box, which most likely would be the bottom one. And then we'll pick it up and run it from there. Now, if you'd like, we can create a landing page for you, and then they wouldn't even have to type in referred by. It would be your unique URL. You would just drive them to that. It'd be a simpler form. But for an affiliate, you don't need to worry about the different programs. All you worry about is our affiliate program is exclusively based off the small business certification right here. And let us know if I didn't answer your question, please. Yep, so for the one-on-one mentor, if you'll just email Jennifer, if you don't have Jennifer's email, you can email into our main email, say that you're requesting a mentor, and we can get that set up. Joseph, just get with Jennifer and we'll make sure that you have links to all the other classes. And again, you can just, for simplicity, just email info@iimfl.org and Jennifer can get you those. I can tell you that almost all of the Zooms use the same login and passcode, so it makes it really, really simple. So the Tuesday evening, the Wednesday evening, the Thursday evening, if I have all those memorized correctly, and Saturday morning all use the same Zoom information. But Joseph, just email in, we'll get that to Jennifer, and she'll get you the appropriate logins. Thank you for asking. Yep, thank you, Annette. Yeah, Annette referred in a client, Loretta, yesterday for the Capital Ready 2.0. She also made 2,500 yesterday gross, 1,250 net, and then we'll be getting the client processed. Normally within 24 hours, any deal that you submit will have processed, 1 business day. Anna asked about scripts for setting up the Affinity program. Very good. So let's go up towards the top of the small business certification, and right here is the Affinity Proposal, Anna Marie, and I'll click on it. Hopefully the Zoom updated, so now you see the Affinity agreement. So, and we just talked about this earlier this week. You want to say as little as possible to get this either electronically in the hands of or physically in the hands of key influencers, and then schedule a three-way, or use our Calendly to allow, and it can be a three-way is the point I was trying to make, but then schedule a Calendly between us and them. Let us describe it, explain it, answer questions for you. That's putting too much burden on your lap too soon. We'll have a much higher close rate. And so that's frankly what we've hired this telemarketing group to do. I have 2 full-time people that are telemarketers that are calling, making 300 calls a day collectively out to prospective affinity groups. And then they email this and they put them on my appointment calendar. And so every day, pretty much, I have calls with affinity prospects. We have 2 today, and we're going to actually use those live calls as training for those of you that are here for the in-person Friday training. So the scripting is painfully simple. You can just get this in their hands, brief introduction, and then schedule on our Calendly. And Jennifer can help you with that if you need help, Anna. Thank you. Christopher says, can we set up an LLC to operate the branch manager? Yes, sir. That would be fine. Omar says, once personal landing page, perfect. Get with Jennifer. Again, I had her email before, but here's the main email, and just email a request in for a landing page, and I'll get that to Jennifer so she can help you. Forgive me for mispronouncing your name. It's a beautiful name. So Quamina, hopefully that's correct. A beautiful name. So Quamina, as an affiliate, all you do is focus on the small business certification. We've simplified the affiliate role. As an affiliate, you would not be promoting any other program. SBC is it. SBC, keep it simple, keep it simple, keep it simple. And then Peter asked about the landing page. And again, just get with Jennifer. You can email or call in. Email be best. And then we can get that set up for you. Okay, does anyone else have any questions here today? We're going to cut it a little bit short because we have the group of folks coming in for the in-person training we need to get ready for. Does anyone else have any questions about the Affinity program, or more specifically, the value of coming in for the in-person Friday trainings? Not pushing you to do it. Frankly, it doesn't matter to me. We're almost backlogged. So it's not like we have a shortage of people that want to come in for the trainings, but we're just simply inviting you, giving you that option. We keep it small, usually 4 or 5 attendees per week. So that way it's high touch, high involvement. This is not a big lecture hall where you're at the back of the room and you're not actively engaged. We're actively going to make sure that you're understanding what we're discussing, answering the questions that you may have, so you can go back home and begin implementing immediately. All right, well, thanks everyone. You have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here Monday morning. Bye-bye.